What's going on, Scotty here from the Breakevens, giving you another AFL Supercoach video today. Today, we've got my February team update. So I did one towards the end of January. It is now mid-Feb. I'm going to do one now. I'm going to do one right before round one. So just give you my thoughts, show you where my team's at, and the reasons why I'm picking people. So nice and simple. So I will get everything set up and we will jump over and see my team in just 1 second, because if you've missed any of the other videos you may have missed, make sure you go check them out. Give them a like and subscribe to the channel for daily Supercoach content this pre-season. Also, you can use the code 266136 to join the Breakevens Open Unlimited Supercoach League. Again, 266136 to join, and you can hit me up on X at Breakevens Pod and on Facebook, the Breakevens. Without further ado, let's get into this side. So here we have it. Clean slate, 10 million dollars in the bank, 31 players to select. Let's get through the team. So starting off first, Sam Flanders is out injured at the moment, so he's definitely a no. We are going Harry Sheezel, looking to play mainly midfield and push forward at times, but I don't think it's going to be a whole lot. There was rumors that he played deep forward in one of the match sims. I spoke about this on Twitter. LDU did the same. So basically, they were just like, you guys trained there. We'll give the younger, guys who need a little bit more experience there. Yes, Sheezel is young, but he played basically all last season in the midfield. So I'm talking people like McKercher, Phillips. It was someone else who I'm forgetting. But basically, they all played pure mid. Tom Powell is the other one. They just played pure mid, see how they go. And Sheezel, LDU, Parker, they just chilled in the goal square, basically. So Sheezel is going to be, I'm going to say, the number one defender this season. So he goes straight in. Next, at the moment, I have Jack Sinclair. Now, day of recording, which is the 8th of Feb. So yesterday, the 7th of Feb, news came out that Sinclair was sent for scans for a hamstring injury, which made me quickly take him out the side, see how I can restructure the side. But it's come out today, again, the 8th of Feb, that he is cleared of any hamstring injury. He'll rest for a couple of days and be good to go, or reassess for training next week, which is starting on the 10th, I believe. Not yet, 8, 9, on the 10th of Feb. If news comes out that maybe they're just going to rest him for 1 or 2 weeks, he will be out. But I think Sinclair is one to definitely get in for now. So I've got him in at at D2. At D3, I have Jordan Clark. I want a Freo defender in here. I'm not going to go Luke Ryan. As you know, I'm usually a Luke Ryan hater. It took me 3 rounds to be like, okay, I've got to get him in last season. He just keeps getting older. Can he keep going? He usually starts the season really well and then fades after the buys. So you can definitely pick him early. And then if you want to be aggressive, you can trade him on his buy. But Clark, I think, took a big step last season. I think he can take another one. I don't think he can get to 110. I think he's more 108 max average, which if we go to 108 last season, we've got Jack Sinclair at 109 in 7th. So he's definitely top 8. He definitely could push 110, which would be ideal. But I don't know, just something about him saying pick Jordan Clark. So I've done it. He's in 6% of sides at the moment. So gonna have him in there. At D4, we welcome back Callum Mills. It is looking like he's playing pure midfield, and if that happens, he can score really, really well. So if that happens, he is a must. The only, I guess, downfall is if a few injuries occur or they go down late in games, or it's getting close late in games, or they go down a lot early. Does Cox go back to a Horst Longmire and just chuck him in defense up forward where they need him? That's my only concern. But for right now, he seems to be in the top 4 midfielders, which is what we want to see and where we know he can score well. So he goes in at D4. D5 at the moment, I have percent of sides. I think he starts round 1. Is he a sub risk? He could be. He doesn't have the greatest Supercoach output. He's probably around that 60 to 65 type of average guy. So he may not even start on field. But just going by price, I've just got him here for now. I think he's going to be a pretty safe rookie, and at 66%, he's not going to hurt you too bad if he goes off or if he goes really poorly. Next is James Leake. Rumor has it that he is playing in defense and a little bit through the midfield. And at 119K, that sounds really, really good. Last season in the Rezzies, he did really well. Finished the season very strong, which has given him an opportunity to prove himself this preseason. By all reports, there's a good chance he's in best 22. I don't think he'll be a sub risk, but maybe because of that versatility, maybe he might be asked to start as a sub. But for now, I've got him in there just monitoring. But he is someone who is looking pretty good, so he's in. Next, we have Ben Patton. I think he is pronounced Patton. So he's gone over from St Kilda to the Swans and has basically said to Riley Bice, who is someone that everyone was on very early, basically said, mate, this is my town. He's looking good off the halfback. He's playing halfback, doing all the right things. So as things stand right now, he's in the best 22. Mature age guy. He's been in the system for a while. So you could do a lot worse at 133K, and he has that defensive forward DPP, which could come in handy during buys. So he's in there. And finally, I am ready to get hurt again. I have Zach Reid, 119K, who by reports coming out of today, which again is the 8th of Feb, he had an absolutely outstanding match sim. He was marking everything. He was starting counter attacks. If this kid or this guy stays fit, he's a 75 averaging defender easily. He's that intercepting tall who can kick. He's got a really good foot on him. Just need him to stay fit. So please, for the love of God, Zach Reid, please stay fit. Please, please, please. So that's how the defense is looking. So Sheasel, Sinclair, Clark, Mills, Allen, Leake, Patton, and Reid. So now we move to the midfield, and this is where things get a little bit interesting. Of course, we're going Bont and Butters. I haven't had a side this season that hasn't started with Bont and Butters. They're my VCC options from the get-go. I don't really need to speak too much about them, really, do I? So they select themselves. I think Butters goes 125 this year. So that's why he is in. M3, we've seen the likes of Sarong, Brayshaw, Clary even play this spot so far this pre-season. But today's not the day for it, because it's Will Day comes in at M3. Someone who I was huge on on the off season, heading into this preseason. Someone I've always been looking at. There was rumors he's going to play forward. I'm taking the risk, and by risk I mean he gets injured, but they're weird, stupid injuries that just like freak accidents. So I'm booking on him having an injury-free season. So at the moment, Will Day goes in. I think he can average 110. I think Jai Newcomb is the tag magnet this season. So Will Day will get a free run at it early. And if he averages 110, he's my M8 come season's end. At M4, Ed is the pig. He is back. Clayton Oliver has not left my side all preseason. He's looking fit. He's looking like the Clarion of old. Poor season last season. Can he get back to what he was doing? I don't say 120 in him. I'd probably say 115 average in him, which is more than enough. If we look at 115 last season, we're looking top 9. So yeah, definitely top 10. And look, he's probably more 118, so he's probably even top 4 or 5. So Clary fully fit, full preseason, no off-field incidents. Oliver in, lock it down. Now, because of certain things that we'll get to in the ruck lineup, James Peatling comes back in. I'm big on this guy this season. He was out for a little bit just because I had some extra cash to splash. So Peatling had become Chera, had become Ashcroft, but Peatling has now become Peatling. He's basically my cheap enabler, my mid-pricer that allows me to get someone in the rucks that I haven't had all preseason. Looks to have that mid role, playing that inside outside role. So he'll be mid, rotate on to the wing and push forward, be that offensive wing. Now, obviously, if you've watched the player profile, I believe it's come out already. If not, it's coming out tomorrow. In games where he played at GWS, where he averaged 50% CBAs, he averaged 98 super coach, which is priced at average of 65. Is going to make you 150 to 200K pretty quickly if he does that out the gates. So you get on him early, you flip him to a fallen primo, and you are laughing. That's what he's in the side for. James Peatling comes in at M5. These next two guys, pick them, coming in, and Ashcroft. Smith is an accumulator. He's absolutely tearing it up in preseason in match sims. He's getting plenty of the ball. With Walsh out, he's going to get a few more added minutes in. You just lock him in. Ashcroft, on the other hand, has had shoulder surgery, just a little cleanup. He's been on a modified program for about two weeks now. Depending when this comes out, maybe 3 weeks. But Brisbane are pretty bullish that he will be there for the Pracky games and their round 0. We know he's a super talent, so you just need to pick him if he's fit and selected for round 1. Next up is Harvey Langford from the D's. I've had him in, I've had Lindsay in, I've had both in. At the moment, Langford is probably ahead of Lindsay, just looking at pure footage where he's breaking tackles of Jack Viney, who is a very hard person to break tackles against. He's doing it with ease, throwing him around. His speed, his strength is incredible. He looks to have cemented himself for an early debut. And I think he could score pretty well. Looks like he might be on a wing, so similar to Caleb Windsor, but he might even find a little bit of inside time because word going around and the rumors are that Christian Petrarca may start a little bit forward, which is something to look forward to just because he keeps breaking his ribs. But for now, Langford is in. Solid jump on at 8% is Mitch Nevitt. Had that game last year towards the end where he went absolutely nuts in the VFL. And that similar to Patton where they no Leak. Sorry, Leak in defense where he had a good end to the season last season, earned a chance to prove himself, and from all reports, he's absolutely flying. He could see some decent mid minutes, so he's definitely going to be someone on my bench if named round one or round zero. Sorry, because they play round zero. If he's there, we get to have a free look at him. If he looks the goods, you keep him. If not, you can move him on. And at 149k, you can move him on pretty easily. Speaking of 149k, we have Isaac Kako, who looks like an absolute lock. Footage just every couple of days of him sidestepping, spinning around, chasing people down, getting tackles, hitting the scoreboard. He looks like an excitement machine. Obviously, playing that forward role, some inconsistency. So he may not be that big cash cow that gets you money fast. It might fluctuate a little bit longer, but he looks AFL ready. So I think he will debut round one, and that means he's earned his spot on my bench. Next up is Elijah Hewitt, who 61% is fair, probably should be a little bit higher. He's come back from an ACL. All reports, he's been training in the midfield and has been doing very, very well. We've had Dom Sheed go down with an ACL. Yo's injured at the moment, so there's a spot there for someone to have a run, and it looks like Hewitt is the man. Forward mid DPP is huge, and I think he can score pretty well. And if Langford, Nevitt, or Kako don't look like the scorers we think they're going to be, he could easily be an on-field option. And now we get into the spicy stuff. So we go to the rucks, and first we have Tristan Cherry. He has a tough run early, and that's some people are put off from that. As you can see, 54%. So still owned highly enough, but should be higher, you would think. But that harder run to start off. His first 6 or 7 weeks, he comes up up against a lot of hard rucks, which means that ceiling of his may be limited early. But then once the fixtures open up, that's when you can see him go big. And I think that's under 6 scores home. I'm going to back him in from the start just because there's so many question marks surrounding a majority of the rucks that I just want to go set and forget right now. If we just quickly look, Marshall, fractured pelvis, should be good for round one, but potentially Harry Boyd plays and he gets set up forward. English is injured, Witts is old. Grundy, he's not the scorer he used to be. Cameron, if McState's fit, could go 110. Meek is going under the radar a little bit. DeConning, you got the Pitternet effect. Darcy's gone down with some surgery. Oscar McInerney, we don't know anything on. Briggs, we don't know what his ceiling is. Jackson depends on Darcy, and then you get into the really risky guys. So I'm just starting Cherry. I could look at Nank, who's usually pretty consistent, or a Meek would probably be my other options. But Tristan Cherry is in. I'm just going to set and forget because I got Cherry down to Peely, which means Max Gawn comes in. He's back in full training from that fractured larynx, which we know didn't stop him from running or anything. It was just pure contact and he couldn't speak. It's Max Gawn. He averaged 124 last season. I'm expecting to go 118 plus again this season. So he's just in. Simple as that. I don't really need to go too much into it for Max Gawn because we know what he can do. Harry Boyd is in at R3. There was news that Marshall may not be there in round one, so everyone was chucking Boyd at R2. I kept him at R3. What's his ownership, by the way? It should be pretty high. 47%. I thought that would be higher. So there's a chance that he shares ruck duties with Marshall. And by all reports, Marshall will be the one playing more forward because he has that craft where Boyd is your tap ruckman, move around the ground sort of guy. So if he gets that role, he's going to make cash very, very fast. So that's why he is in there. And the good thing is at 99K, if he doesn't start, he becomes a captain loophole option, which is what we want. So Boyd is a no-brainer for me. As we now move to the forward line, and we've got the horny one, Jason Horne-Francis, absolutely tearing it up in the midfield right now. He looks to be getting a bulk of mid-minutes, definitely an increase on last season. We know when he goes forward, he can impact the ball. He's going 100 plus this season, so he comes in at number one, and he will stay there, in my opinion. Next, we have Jackson McRae, 392K. Again, looking to get a whole bunch of midfield minutes, returning to what we are used to seeing at the Bulldogs. He's now doing it at St Kilda. I think this pick just picks itself. If you missed the player profile, go check it because there's a lot of good information there. Jack McRae, I'm not even thinking twice about it. He's going in. Next is Bailey Smith, coming back from an ACL, 389K. A lot of people don't want to go him, but they're sort of coming around. 67% owned. You could anti-pot him if you really want, but at the moment he's flying. He'll play that inside-outside role at the Cats. I can see him going 90 to 95. He could even go higher. I'm just being realistic. I think 95 would be pretty solid, and at 389K, you're doing no harms with 67% ownership. So again, he's someone who picks themselves, which, speaking of, only 69% of teams, but he's the number one distributor out of halfback or the back line for North Melbourne. He's taken kick-ins. He's going close to 100, if not 100. So lock him up, throw away the key. Caleb Daniel is in. And this is where things get interesting. So I have Mr. Berry, Joe Berry, is playing that high half forward, pushing onto the wing role at Port Adelaide. He looks ready to debut in round one. 19% owned at 140K. He's in for now. If the forward rookies start to look thin, then I'm going to have to change this around a little bit. But for now, Joe Berry is in. I like what I'm hearing. A lot of good things coming out of Port Adelaide. He should be there round one. Next, I've got Neil Erasmus, someone who's just been in and out of the side. Matt Sims is playing in the midfield. He's doing very well. He's really pushing for round one. Is he going to be there? I'm not sure. Is he going to be sub? I'm not sure. I can move things around. I've got Payton here. I've got Hewitt and Kako here, which if he needs to go out, they go straight in. I get someone else in these lines. But Erasmus, contract year, they're going to want to sign him. He's going to want to make an impact. We just need him to go 75 for the first 6 to 8 rounds, make 150, 200K, and then he's out of here. Next is Connor Stone. I think it's Connor Stone. It is. There's only one N. This young fella who's in 10% of sides is training on halfback and through the midfield, similar to Leak, or reports saying he's doing really well. And another one pushing for round 0 because they're playing in round 0. I've got him on the bench because out of all of the rookies in the forward line, he's probably least likely to play, but all roads are pointing to him playing. So he's in. Connor Stone at 119K. There are other options if I need to go to him as well. And finally, we have Sammy Davidson, 113.5K from the Doggies. All I'm hearing is Ugle-Hagan is out for the first, for the foreseeable future while he deals with some personal problems, which is completely fine. Sam Davidson looks to be the guy to come in, led the goal kicking for Richmond last season in the VFL, and he's continuing on that form. Every match sim, he's kicking 2 to 3 goals. He's just a guy you need to have in. He's definitely a bench option because he's not going to have a huge ceiling. He'll probably be your 65 to 70, and then maybe he might have an 80 game here and there, but he's probably going to have some 40 games as well. So he'll be a slow burn, but he goes in there. And then we move to the Fed. Because I believe there's 2 guys here. Yes, that I'm looking at until we get to Jack Hutchinson at 233.5k. He's been training midfield and on the wing, mainly on the wing. Heard nothing but good things from him. 1% of teams. He was in my side probably for the last 2 weeks. What I am hearing is his kicking is poor, but his effort and his aggression is there. So at a flex, I'm happy to take a punt, but I haven't gone him just because I've gone Ryan Marich, 223k. Now, this is a weird one because all I've been hearing in preseason is Marich is playing in the back line. He's taken kick-ins, is one of the distributors off of half-back. His kicking is excellent. Sometimes he does make the wrong decision, but he's going to take those hard kicks. So that is going to happen. He's still young, needs to work on his decision making. Here and all this, which got me going. Here we go. We've got a guy who could go 80 to 85 as a flex, which is better than any of my rookies on my bench, most likely. So great. Happy. And then in the recent match sim, which happened yesterday on the 7th of Feb, it was in the B team, which has got me all types of pissed off. Like we even had Shannon Hearn, who is defensive coach, I believe, at West Coast, ex-player, ex-captain of West Coast, saying, love what this kid's doing. He's going to play a real big part in our side this year. And then the next day he's in the B team. Make your decision, please. So basically it's out of Marich or Hutchinson for the flex position. Because Sin, I could definitely go Sin. I'm not confident on his hamstrings at the moment. Is there anyone else here that I really want to go? And then we start getting into the rookies. McInnes is playing in the back line. Looks to be doing pretty good there. Ed Allen is pushing. Sardis could definitely go there. He's absolutely dominating every match sim, playing basically pure midfield. He's someone I'm definitely looking at, who I could put a little bit cold on. Tom Lynch could be someone with a high ceiling that if he gets going early, could be a player. Smiley's injured. Travalia. Sheldrick, I don't see him getting a whole lot of mid time. Curtin is the same. Lindsay, I think he is a sub risk. Jack Martin, I haven't heard anything on Jack Martin. I swear the bloke's just doing nothing. Liam Reedy, if Shrek's out early, which it looks like he will be out for the first couple games, could come in and play a second ruck. Clay Hall, someone who could take a mid spot there with Shed going down. Cleary, I'm hearing good things, but no. And basically, that's Sad Al Hawley is there for round 1. I believe for the Bulldogs. Jed Bustinger. Liam Jones out. Should see him get early games in defense. Could be a else. So basically, Marich is in for now. Boom. So that is so themselves. If I can find my bloody photo, there it is. Right, so this is how we will be setting up. So Sheasel Sinclair, Clark Mills, Alan Leake, Patton and Reed, Bont, Butters, Day, Oliver, Peatling, Smith, Ashcroft, Langford, Gorn, Cherry, get this stupid thing off, We got Nevitt, Kako, Smith, Daniel, Berry, Erasmus, Stone, Davidson, and Marriage. So let's show the buys. Round 2 buy, we have Gold Coast and Stone. Was on happy in round 2. Round 3, Mills goes out, Payton's out. Depending might be in the forward line, so I might have another rookie there to go on. Levi Ashcroft is out, same with Nevitt. So Hewitt will probably go on there. I'll be pretty comfortable. Really only one primo, because I'd say this team has 14 primos. So 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm all taking as primos. So now it's fine. Days out, I've got Nevitt and Hewitt there to come in, and that's it. So only the one primo there. I'm fine with the early buys. Now, this is where things may get a little crazy. Sheasel is out. So one of these guys in round 12, hopefully they've been upgraded to a primo anyway. So it's just a straight swap, or there's a rookie there anyway to go in. That's fine. Midfield got Bonnet and Butters out. That's going to hurt to replace them. And Jagger Smith should have been upgraded by then as well, so I'm not worrying about that. So got 3 primos there. Marriage should have become a third ruckman. That's my plan. So that's covered. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Forwards, we've got Horn Francis and Daniel, 2 primos. So if you think got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 primos out in round 12. Now, this is probably another reason why people aren't going Sherry, or people might be fading Horn Francis and going to Rankin. I get it, but I'm planning on using my trades smart and having good cover for these guys. Now, if I have a flex here, obviously they can move to the ruck line, and I can get a rookie player to be the flex. Now, Boyd should have been well, probably downgraded by then, because my goal is to Boyd hopefully make some cash, trade down to probably Sims, who's a forward ruck, and then Marriage should be upgraded to a ruckman. That is the plan. Don't know if it's going to happen, but it's not panic stations for round 12. Let's just say that. Clark and McRae out. That's fine. In my opinion, that's fine. I'll have cover. It's best 18 anyway. I'll have cover for all of those players. And Erasmus will be at round 13. Round 14 at the moment, I've got Mills out, who's the only one. So if I wanted to, your likes of Erasmus, Berry, Smith, Ashcroft, even Peatling, these players could turn into a Collingwood, Sydney, Richmond, or Gold Coast primo by this time. So then I should have an extra primo. And there'll be less rookies on the field. So I could go one of those. So I can have in round 12, which was the tough one. This is the tough one, right? So then when round 14 comes and 12 comes around, I've got Dacos there to cover. Round 15, Day, Oliver, they'll probably be main. Langford will be gone and married. Then round 16, I got Bailey Smith, which again, the teams on the bye are Brisbane, Geelong, Bombers, and Giants. So by this time, I could get a Merritt. I could get like a Holmes, a Neil, a Dunkley, a Tom Green, Nick Martin, whatever I want. So this team is, and because in rounds 14, 15, and 16, there's not too many buy players. I can get, when I'm upgrading, I can get primos from them when I'm upgrading to help cover the round 12 buy. So that's okay. I'm happy where this team is right now. I do have a second version of this team with Sinclair out. I'm not going to get into that today. I'm going to keep that my dirty little secret. But this is how the team is looking in Feb. I like it. Forward line, you could say, is a little bit thin. It'll all just depend on how our rookies are going. But at the moment, it's smart paying an extra for a third primo and then having a mid price there like Emil's Showmaker. So yeah, that is going to do it for today. So thank you all for watching and listening. If you missed any of the other videos, you want to go check them out, you can do so. Give those videos a like and subscribe to the channel for daily Supercoach content this pre-season. Use code 266136 to join the Breakevens Supercoach Open League. And you can hit me up on X at Breakevens Pod and on Facebook, the Breakevens. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video for you. So until then, it's bye for now.